This is Jess, Wes, and our daughter Izzy. After selling our house and most of our possessions at the end of 2021, we've packed up our van Bevan to tour Australia. We are Life is VANderful. We're in Broome.
Yeah, we got here yesterday. We drove over 2 days to get here from Halls Creek. So yeah, got in here late yesterday afternoon and just went down to the beach.
There's not been much to see on that drive. Iggy's been really good. Long days driving. So we spoiled her yesterday. We took her down to Town Beach, which has an amazing playground and a water play area as well. Had ice cream. So good afternoon for her. Today we're going to go...
Yeah, we'll go to the information centre. We've already done a little bit of research of what we're going to do around here. But yeah, we'll go into town and do a few things.
And then go check out some of the beaches as well. So looking forward to it. It's another beautiful day and it's supposed to be sunshine for the entire week that we're here. So very lucky.
Yeah, and then a few other things, sort of life updates. So in one of our previous episodes, we're talking about our dog Hamish, but he's on the mend. He's better now, so fingers crossed. That's positive news.
Yeah, he had a bit of nerve damage in his spine, but that's sort of he's had some cortisone treatments and sort of all sorted it out, took down some swelling, so he seems to be his usual self. So fingers crossed, it's all up from here with him.
Running around like a madman, so that's good.
And I was sick, if anyone cared, in the last video.
And the other thing is that when I say we, I mean I have broken the freezer, our fridge freezer. So we are living without a fridge freezer at the moment.
I was wondering if you were going to admit that.
Yeah. Well, I said we. Like collectively, we have broken it. Which is one of the reasons why we're staying in Broome for so long. So we're getting some parts sent up to have a replacement freezer unit. So it's just the freezer that's broken, but it makes the fridge not work as well. So yeah, probably for without a fridge for 2 weeks.
So living on dry food and eating out more often.
Yeah, and then we're also going to get the car service here in Broome. So we'll probably spend about 10 days here, 2 weeks in Broome. But yeah, it's a lovely place to be.
And it works out well because as we're due to leave now, with all that happening, we'll get to be around for the full moon. And when the full moon comes up over Broome, there's a thing called Staircase to the Moon. And the moon basically leaves like a beautiful straight shadow underneath it that looks like stairs climbing up. So we're looking forward to checking that out whilst we're here. Let's go.
That's us. Founded in the late 1880s by pearl divers, and the history of this area lives on today with various pearling paraphernalia sprinkled around the town. I hope the camera does it justice, but this is the most perfect colour of turquoise blue water I've ever seen. Yeah, this is an alright place to park up. the tide is too high to see the dinosaur footprints that are here at Gantheaume Bay, but some awesome rock formations and just an awesome day spent at the beach. And we are at the Broome Thursday Night Markets. And this is where the jetty finishes, and yeah, that's a bit of a disappointment. There are no post boxes at people's houses in Broome, but there are PO boxes at the post office. Just go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You get the idea. Our first time at Cable Beach, we're lucky enough to see dolphins and watch the most magical sunset.
City lights, keeps me up through the night. We'll leave it all, wide awake I hear you call. We gotta let the music play, 'cause life is still a mystery.
We've spent the morning down at Willie Creek Pearl Farm in Broome and got a really good insight onto how they actually harvest pearls and what a pearl actually is. Like Wes explained to me or said to me earlier, it was kind of like we're having a mini biology lesson. There was a lot of information to retain. So I'll do the best to simply explain it in the shortest amount of time. Basically, a pearl is mucus covered sand or mucus covered shell, which doesn't sound incredibly luxurious, but really the value comes from a pearl because of the amount of work that's put in. Harvesting pearls or farming pearls can take 4 years plus. Basically, a natural pearl occurs by a bit of sand getting into an oyster shell, and the oyster is trying to reject it. So it puts all this mucusy stuff around it trying to expel it. And then that mucusy stuff kind of goes all hard. And that's what the mother of pearl is on the inside of an oyster shell. So that's slowly turning and coating this piece of sand until this perfectly round ball, they hope, is achieved. So to get a natural pearl like that, it's a 1 in 10,000 chance. And most of the time they're not going to be perfectly round, perfectly lustrous. They're not going to have those 3 qualities, which are shape, size and luster, naturally, unless you're like hitting the jackpot. They'll usually be like, these are called keshies. So they're a bit more of a imperfect sort of shape. So that's kind of what you'll see more often naturally. So to get them as a perfect circle, what they'll do is they'll get a shell, make an incision, and where the pearl, natural pearl was, they'll put a little circle of shell in there, like a perfectly round circle ball inside, and then let that get recoated. And they can repeat that process up to 4 times. You can take out that pearl and put another one in, and then you can get them bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm hoping that makes some kind of sense, and I just haven't rambled on like Wes did with termites, and maybe this will just be fast forwarded if you saw that episode. But basically, pearls are valued because of the time and work put into it. It takes years and years and years and years to make the perfect pearl, and it's like a piece of art. You're paying for the work involved.
This is what happens when you try and walk across trying to get a good shot. Our second time at Cable Beach was all about finding dinosaur footprints and watching the famous camels walk across the beach. Cable Beach, and we have found dinosaur footprints. So yeah, check this out. Low tide, sunset, awesome.
So we have brushed our teeth, coffee, breakfast, water, snacks, and we are ready to go explore.
Last full day in Broome. We plan to leave tomorrow morning, and we've come down to Coconut Wells, or the Yawaru Conservation Park. Come down to the sand dunes here, so got to come here at high tide. So we're about 20 minutes past high tide, so hopefully the rock pools have filled up. Should be good. A lot of the roads in this area are unpaved, or they're just dirt roads, but this one is sealed all the way in, and we just parked Bevan just out of the car park here, but it's only a short walk till we get to the rock pools. So as I said, we're at Coconut Wells. People got their music blasting, awesome. And I said before, it's a rock pool. It's just like a big inlet that only works when it floods because of the high tides. They have huge tides here at Broome, and this morning there's been a 9.4 metre tide. So this area has flooded over from the sand dunes from the beach, and then the ocean has receded and left this amazing big natural inland pool. Water is just so clear. It felt like everyone in town was at the staircase to the moon. It was hard to get good video of the moon coming up. So maybe you'll just have to come here yourself and experience it in person.
I'm leaving quite early tomorrow morning. Undercover, baby, is what you ask of me. Soon I'll be disguised.
So this ginormous hole is where the fridge usually lives. We dropped it off yesterday at a local refrigeration repair place, so fingers crossed we get it back tomorrow before we leave Broome. That's what we're waiting on before we leave Broome. Fingers crossed we'll be a fridge in this position tomorrow. So 1, 2, 3